Everybody, Michael Andre Ford here, San Antonio, Texas. Live chat YouTube. It's basically a solo chat except for you. If you want to come in, ask a question, take some steps, that's what I'm here for. What do I mean by steps? You get to interact or engage the universe. That's angels, other loving figures. I help people take baby steps to get out of their head, get into their heart, and experience no limits. And what do I mean by no limits? You can get any answers to any questions, all languages spoken, detail. You hear everything directly. I don't see your questions. I don't hear your answers. I've been doing this 15 years. I help people sort of bridge the gap between thinking gets in the way, and that's the only barrier. So I help a person just ditch their thinking and what they know temporarily. It's all going to come back. Don't worry. Thinking's not going away. But if you want to walk a smoother path, this is what it's about. You get to actually meet, hear, feel, and see angels. I have actual photographs of angels, and that's really cool. But you can just see directly. Look out into your yard. Look out through a window. Look out by a tree or a bush. Some people need 2 Walmart parking lots away to feel comfortable. The brain, the mind, society, conditioning, whatever you want to call the resistance, the rejecting, the reactions, the knowing, the type of knowing that's the big currency these days. It's the knowing that precludes possibility. Science is built on it. Science doesn't run around and say, hey, anything's possible. Science is very just picky, I think is the fair thing to say. And what's really cool is human beings are not really like that. You have no limits. So I'll show light on my hands, and I do this on all my shows. I think I've got 400 episodes taped now up on my YouTube channel. If you're watching this, you're at the YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment, and so on. But this is a completely different show. It should be in the millions. It will be in the millions for an audience one day. But right now it's very intimate. And I think you should take advantage of that. We're offering something that I don't think you find anywhere else in the spiritual community and science, pretty much around the world. And again, what do I mean by that? You get to tap into your own Jedi skills, your own non-thinking existence, your own flow, your rainbow light body, call it anything you want. I don't like to get stuck on too much structure. I only have one bit of rule or structure or just act of letting go, and that's setting your intent. So here it is early, and I'll try to remember to say it pretty often. Angels, help me out of my head, into my heart, help me let go. Amen, rock and roll, thank you. Om Sai Ram if you're from India. So look, follow along with me. Since this is a live chat, I do this on all my videos, including with the guests on the show. And I better mention the show, Angels, Positivity, and Love. I think we're at episode 229, drops tonight. Guests from all over the world, Australian actor Ian Stenlake from Sea Patrol or Stingers, if you remember any of those detective series from Down Under. A White House physician to the U.S. president, retired Rear Admiral, U.S. Navy. It goes on and on and on. Hey, I've got folks who are giving icons. This is like my first emoji. So Emily Howard, you're a rock star. Thank you for interacting. And I'm going to light sage for you right now. I'm getting goosebumps everywhere. I was built for interacting with live, but I haven't done it in 2.5 years. I just haven't done it yet. I hadn't taken the step. This is my first toe in the pool. So I'm going to light some sage. I'm going to get back to talking about the show, the APL Spotlight Series, Mind, Body, Spirit panels, and all the different ways you can interact with angels. I have photos of angels. These photos will move. Just stare. Go to my website, front page, michaelandreford.com. Stare at a photo. It's like halfway down the landing page. But pick Audrey Hepburn, a historical photo. We know those can't move. She'll wink, smile, shoulder waggle, and I'll put it up in a little bit. You can catch French perfume, Milan if you prefer. Emily, if you're still watching, will you do another emoji? I'm sorry, it's my second emoji ever on this. I'm lighting sage for you. Why am I lighting sage? You get to smell it through the cameras. It doesn't matter if it's the year 2032, you're in Christchurch, New Zealand, you're in Bangladesh, you're in Japan. You just get to smell sage. Oh, you're the best. Emily, thank you. You're invited back to watch anytime. Thank you again. Okay, here we go. I'm going to light sage. Remember, getting out of our head and what we think a situation is 9/10 the battle, and there's no battle. You already are a rock star here. You just have to let go on everything. My problem is, my situation is, you don't understand. I got 19 dogs. 99 cats, and you're never going to understand my situation. That goes on all the time. I do it, you do it. It's thinking, it's kind of conditioning. I'm not trying to take away from anyone's situation. But the second you remove yourself from the brain and get into the heart and let the universe and angels, other loving beings, if you don't mind me saying, galactic figures, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, saints, figures from India, Native American chiefs, fairies, Tinkerbell exists. I've got 100, I don't know, I can't do the math. I got a lot of testimonials at my website, like I think 13 to 18 video testimonials that rock. And I've got a bunch of written ones, maybe 87 or so, or 90 or something like that. But the Omega Institute staffer said at the end of her testimonial, and Tinkerbell was my very favorite. I got a photo of Tinkerbell. It's definitely on my photograph page. I'll try to remember to put it up. But you don't need a photograph. You can just close your eyes and have Tinkerbell come up. She'll tug your ear. She's got 90 ways to interact. Don't unleash that beast. She's amazing, but she won't leave you alone. She's a lot of fun. This is all about high vibe and letting go. Okay, so sage, I'm lighting it here. You're going to see the smoke. Some people, if they're already highly intuitive, or you're an artist, musician, athlete, really good at business, I'd argue all those people are in the same boat. They're just ready to rock and roll. They're in their heart. You may start tasting the sage. Campfire smell, sage. This is Juniper Ridge sage. I think they're really consistent. They're out of California. Leave your eyes on the smoke, red-tailed hawk feather. Catch the sage. Allow, no triota. Always try Archangel Gabriel. And once in a while we have balls of light go by. I'm wondering, with the wisp that was over here, this thing's flipped on me here. Once in a while we have balls of light go by with the guests and everything else. I'm snubbing out the sage. I've had twice now. I've been stubbing out this, making the sage go away, stubbing it out, and a ball of light goes by. Leanne Vanier, she was one of the guests. She saw it. It didn't show up on video, but the other times it has. Okay, catch the sage. Let me light it up again. I'm going to tell a dad joke. I tell dad jokes. If you're laughing, you're letting go. If you're taking a shower and enjoying the shower, you're letting go. If you're having a cup of tea, cup of coffee, you're letting go. I think you're getting the pattern here. You get lost in the TV show or the movie, you're bawling because you're like, oh, that was so beautiful. You're letting go. Falling asleep at night on a good night. You got some rest. You wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, bed and breakfast feeling. Where am I? Who am I? I can't even remember my name. You're letting go. I'm going to make the argument you're letting go for like 9/10 of the day, except for thinking dominates the rest. And it rules the roost. It's like Julie McCoy from Love Boat. Totally destroys your inner peace, harmony, and your flow. So the more you learn to let go, the more you flow, the more you glow. Or just get a good suntan. Okay. Catch a little bit of sage. Give yourself permission to let go. If you have to close your eyes, great. Leave your eyes on the sage smoke. Ask angels to help you out of your head, into your heart, and catch a little bit of sage. I literally have had, I don't know, I think we have 250 shows taped, or 260 shows taped with 228 out. I usually remember to do this, and 95% of guests take steps on air. This is an easy step. So pretty much every show, certainly Mind, Body, Spirit panels, there's 3 guests. They're smelling the sage, usually, sometimes at the end of the show, but usually at the front end, if it's a panel. Find one of those and you can repeat it then. And the second you start doing that, you don't need me to light sage to catch sage. You can have a Native American chief or an angel bring you one of those 60 sacred scents: sweetgrass, juniper, desert pinon, pine. You get the idea. And we'll do that later if I can remember. The whole point of this is, what will you allow for? And that's the rub for everybody. When we go around daily with everything, it doesn't take much to set us off when we're up here. We're judging, reacting, we're kind of ticked off. Something's going on. And the name of the game is to remember, if you can remember, when you remember. I've been saying that for probably 14 years. I thought it was the only original thing I say. Most everything I say is from angels. And then a book fell off a shelf at a bookstore. In Texas, we have these half-price books, chain store, used books, amazing place. A book fell off the shelf and no one had knocked it from the other side. It just fell off like magically, or the universe was speaking and boop, it fell off. It was a Tibetan book of dying. did I say that right? Tibetan Book of Dying. When I start channeling, I just mix everything up. But Tibetan Book of Dying book, but it wasn't Songyel Rinpoche who wrote the whole thing. He had simply done the foreword. There must be 100 of these books, different authors. Everyone feels obliged to write those. But the foreword was like a page and a half by Songyel Rinpoche, and he's been around. I'm assuming he might not be alive anymore. But at the time, at the end, he said, remember to remember. I've been teaching my students that for 35 years. And I was just crushed. I was like, is there nothing that's original? So show love always is something that angels say. And that's what this is about. Let me put some angel photos up and just cut to the chase. I'll show my light in a second. Auras, the Force from Star Wars. It's on everything. I got 2 dogs around me. If they start barking, don't blame me. Blame Canada or blame angels. Okay. Here's the first angel that I do, Joy. You can put your hand out and feel her vibe. But once again, if you're nervous about this, just be like, hey, angels, get me out of my head, into my heart. Help me let go. Throw in anything else. It's been a long week. I just need a little extra help to be here. And then own it with a thank you, rock and roll, amen, whatever way you operate. Here's Joy. Everything's flipped 180, so I'm getting used to this. Here's Joy. Put your hand out like it's a fireplace. I'll block me out of the way. Put both hands up. Feel a vibe. Try too hard, you get sparkle on your toes. There's 1,000 ways to feel an angel's vibe. And if you've got it, type an emoji or say, got it. This will be, in the future, this is going to simply be up on the YouTube channel as part of the Hear and See Angels with Michael series. I think we have 61 of those. This is number 62. Again, the shows, a lot of guests are taking a lot of steps on air, off air. I don't want anybody to feel jammed. So I think we've only had to re-record a show once. I had a really famous person do some stuff on air and their staff was like, hey, can you pull it out? And so I just deleted the whole thing. But they came back to record. I don't want to give away a clue who it was. They came back to record. It was a success. But all that person did was feel my energy, smell some sage, and maybe see my light. That was it. And again, the whole point of this is to make sure you're comfortable, the guests are comfortable. You have free will. That is the most important thing to respect. And so it might only take 4 seconds for your neighbor to do 10 of these steps. See my light against my hands, smell some sage, meet an angel, feel, I'm doing little baby steps. You can get full answers. You can ask, where should I go to college? Where should I go get my next job? Is Henry the right guy for me? Or is Jane the right woman for me? Or where should I go on vacation? I think that's the number one question of all time. Because if you're asking where to go on vacation, you're in a good place. The second question usually for all of us is, hey, how do I pay for that vacation? But angels are standing by. No limits is no limits. And I'm enthusiasm. You got to take me with a grain of salt. Every once in a while in the last 15 years, I've just driven, somebody explodes. I've only had a couple people explode in a really bad way, but it always works out. So everyone reacts differently. It's just a lot of love and light. It's not really me you're dealing with. You're dealing with a lot of angels. You can full on see, full on hear, any and all answers, all languages, all dialects, lots of humor. Let me put Joy back up. If you're just checking in, these are angels, actual photos. I used to take photos with a sure shot. I've been so lazy the last few years. I used to hand the camera to folks. I've got photos of fairies. It's not balls of light. Archangels, one way it'll say Archangel Gabriel, but it's Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel. And off camera, there's Zadkiel, Shamiel, and Jophiel. You do not know how hard it was for me to learn those last 3 names. They're archangels, but they've been cropped out. I've got them. And I'm not trying to sound glib, trite, or light about all this stuff, but oh my God, be in these shoes and there's so much to learn. You can't crowd please with Catholics, Protestants, people from different countries and cultures, because you're never going to know it all. You can't study 4,000 sacred texts, go to divinity school and do this and that. It would take 100 years. I'm already in those shoes. So I've got to navigate these landscapes of terminology and be as respectful as I can. And I'm introducing you to Thich Nhat Hanh, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche from Tibet. Oh my God, amazing. But I'll have to give it to you this way. When I first met him, I was like, oh my God, that's a mouthful for a name. Americans, what can we call you? He said, call me Gentle Frank. So I'll try to put him up in a second. Here's Joy again. And you can put your hand up. Again, feel the vibe. Ask for a flower smell around you, okay? Sorry. Ask for a flower smell. And if you need to, just throw your arms out, close your eyes, rub your hands, do something you're not used to for letting go. Just be in your body. Your heart, your body, your field, your force field, your rainbow light body already knows what to do. You are already a Jedi master. Let me just choose a spot. Everything is backwards for me here. Okay, put your hand out. I'm going to look away to give you privacy. Feel what you can feel. Don't judge. Ask her the easiest question in the world. Hey, Joy, what do I need to know on the planet right now? What do I need to know in life right now? Listen. If you need to put a hand on your heart because it's sacred listening, do it your way. It's like Burger King, those commercials in the old days. Have it your way. That's absolutely how this works. Put your hand out, feel the vibe. Close your eyes, get pink light on your eyelid. She's got a million ways to roll. I'm going to drop this because you can close your eyes, have her come in as pink light. If you need to go kumbaya, put your hands out, whatever way is your way, you can do this. If you need extra help, be like, angels, I am having such a long week, a long day. Exhale like a whale, big time. Breathe in, ask her to bring you flowers, but the flowers can have a calming effect. You want to look up in the corner of your room or out in the sky if you need more distance, or down the hallway. You can see her one of a million ways, little flecks of light like fish breaking the surface of the water. Usually silver, but she's been every color by now. Ask her, what do I need to know in life right now? Hear a whisper. It'll sound like your voice for the first second if you're still a little bit up here. The second you let go and chillax about all of this, you hear a, hey, hi, peppy 28-year-old voice, and you'll get your answer. Part of you will freak out, and that part of you will freak out about everything. When you see light on my hands, you'll freak out. I freaked out. I was watching, I think it's Celestine Prophecy on HBO. This is like 10, 12, 14 years ago. I was really cocky on the couch. The movie comes on, and I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I can do it. I saw white light everywhere. In the movie, they make you do it this way. In India, though, they do it this way. And I had Sue Frederick on from Arizona, who was around, and is still around today. But in the 70s, she was doing what she does. And she said, hey, before that movie existed, we were doing it this way. You get to see light flowing between my fingers. I even jack it up a little more on the shows. And I just released one with Paul Sugar last night. The APL Spotlight series is for the really cool guests. They're all cool, but for the ones who are super fun, willing to take a lot of steps, I have them back on. The APL Spotlight series, I think it was episode 83 with Paul Sugar, a remote viewer. He's been teaching mindfulness meditation for 50 years, out-of-body experiences, near-death experience. He's just really chill. I've spent like a couple hundred hours with him. I've had him on the most, maybe 10 times of all the different guests out there. He took steps with me. I think it was him yesterday, or it was 82. First showing a little bit of light, then I went bigger, and he got something in between. I can never remember what, but two people got phoenixes. One person got a running buffalo. Go figure. That was the most interesting one. Sometimes flyable, like a bird or a flower or geometric or vortices. You just see what you're going to see. And yeah, it's just the light, the force from Star Wars, the flow that's in you and around you. I'll save doing Yoda's voice for later. If someone gives me 5 emojis down the road, I've got like just a few of you on right now. I'll do Yoda's voice now, but let me think. We're going to come back to angels, and I'll show more angel photos. You can take steps. Here's my guardian angel. That's 80,000 people's guardian angel. But you know, my guardian angel. And then also Dr. Karen Wyatt's guardian angel. She was the guest on Angels, Positivity, and Love. Go to my channel. You're already kind of there. Take a look at the main show. And she was episode 110, August 30th of last year, 2024. She's coming back on soon. I think we've already taped her episode, but it releases like in, I think, 6 weeks, her second appearance. That's her guardian angel. She recognized her right away. I'll put her up in a second. You can take some steps. But she got to meet her in human form. I didn't mention that one. It's a mic drop moment. This is too big for me to drop. Don't want to hurt my dog here, and I got another dog over there on the bench. But she does beach walks on Redondo Beach. She got to meet her as a full-on human for 30 minutes. And that's something I encourage everybody to put it out there. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to do anything today. You don't have to feel any pressure. Ditch any reaction above. It's just thinking, and congratulations. We're all going to think a lot more. As soon as we get off today, I got to go right back to thinking. But for the moment that you can be here, that's all that matters. It's all the good moments in life that happen is when you're in your heart. And I've got an angel named Charlotte. She's everybody's favorite school teacher from childhood with words meant to help you expand. Third grade, third form, whichever one was the nice one to you, not the one who got you in trouble. She said that it's just 7% less thinking a day. That's the Olympic gold medal for us all. And I've pulled out the calculator like 6 times. I think it's around an hour and 40 minutes. If someone wants to be geeky and pull out a calculator, do it. But that's, I think, an hour and 40 minutes of like less thinking a day is the equivalent of Shangri-La or just nirvana or letting go or walking a smoother path or breathing easier. Again, these are different angels you can meet. I help people let go to get any answers. I think the record's 49 pages of answers over 9 hours. I check in every 2 hours or so for those. I don't get in the way of, you get a direct experience and you get direct full-on seeing. You can put your hand out and have an angel hold your hand physically as a human. A person who's a little hesitant about all this or is like, whoa, what's he talking about, is not going to be able to do full seeing. They're going to want to like do a little bit of sage, see a little bit of light on my fingers, take a couple baby steps. They get confidence. It's kind of testing the plumbing in the house, the electricity, does it work? Flipping a light switch. That's how easy this is, but try telling anybody that. I've been doing this 15 years. Holy cow. You can see the huge, wide, assorted caliber actors, psychologists, doctors, healers, shaman, all different types, filmmakers who have been on the show, who have done this with me, giving me testimonials, stuff like that. But it doesn't mean you're not going to react after the fact. I still have some of the guests like won't ever come back on again. It's just, or they will talk to me, but it'll be another 3 or 4 years. I'm happy-go-lucky about it, but I'd still say about 40 to 50 would-be guests who committed aren't able to show that day. Sometimes they don't give any reason. They just don't show up. Thinking kicks in. Sometimes they do the show or they have virtual tea with me and meet some angels. And then they're like, hey, I can't make it. Boom. And that's just a regular occurrence. There's a natural reaction to love, the universe, no limits. A lot of us get stuck in roles, being an expert on something. And the thing is, growth and expansion never stop for all of us. So that's the most important concept here is just if you're willing to say yes to the universe, yes to growth and expansion, you'll be surprised. It's like that Dr. Seuss book. You'll be surprised the places you go. Okay, instead of putting up photos, let me just show my light. You get a dad joke this way. I'm going to make this motion with the black background. Blue sky is number 1. You'll see light between my fingers. It'll be gold, green, yellow, blue, rainbow light. If it's rainbow light, hit pause if you can hit pause on these things. And run out and buy a lotto ticket because it's that good. Rainbow light's beautiful. You can just do this first thing in the morning. You wake up, roll out of bed, and there's those recessed lights, usually in a kitchen, bathroom, something like that. Go to a recessed light before you brush your teeth, before you have coffee or tea, before you do an English sentence with anybody. If you have to leave a Post-it note to remember first thing in the morning, and you look up at that light, you'll see rainbow light around it the size of a beach ball. It'll be huge. But as your thinking kicks in, you're like, whoa, that's really pretty. But what am I seeing? It'll shrink. And eventually your thinking's going to snuff it out. It'll be gone. And what's really cool is that every morning you can look, but good luck if it's more than 4 days and 2 weeks, 4 days and a week, you're a genius. 4 days and a whole month that you actually remember to look. It's back to that remember to remember if you can remember. We're so unconscious all the time by being up here. Thinking doesn't walk the dog. Walking the dog walks the dog. When you're here, you're petting your dog, holding your dog's paw. You're happily planting the flowers in the garden. You're not thinking it's a task, a chore, and you can't be bothered. All the fun stuff in life happens here. So what this is really about is it's kind of self-helpy, Ogmandino, Napoleon Hill, name some of those other classic from the last 100 years, self-help folks, mixed with angels and light beings and God, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, again, saints, Mother Teresa, 40 figures from India, Ganesh, Lakshmi, Vishnu, Krishna, Sri Shirdi Sai Baba, Sri Kaleshwar. Just had John Gray come on. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. He's taped his second show, but I think only one show's out from around January, February of this year. If you go to the show. I don't remember the episode. But John Gray sold 50 million books. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. But very few people understand he's got an India background. He spent, I think, 9 years as the Maharishi's personal assistant from age 19 to 27, and he just exited. And later, he was back in India learning under Sri Kaleshwar. And I've had a few people who have been taught when he was alive. He passed away around 2010, 2012, somewhere in there at age 43. But he was the real deal. And he loved Sai Baba, loved angels. Same thing with Sai Baba, loved angels. This is the Sai Baba from 100 years ago, around 1910, 1918. I'll show a photo of his in a little bit. But during that time, Sri Kaleshwar wanted to teach him how to heal cobra bites. And that's in the show. And so they actually had a person who was going to be the victim, a cobra somehow. You get bit, and then there's a lot of chanting, a lot of mana, a lot of prana, a lot of energy, a lot of just chi, whatever you want to call it. And John Gray got to heal the cobra bite. Woof. And then they did it again just to make sure he got it down. The next day when they showed him the scorpion, they don't get to be a foot long. I looked it up on Grok. They get to be about 9 inches. They showed him a huge scorpion, and he drew the line and said, I'm not doing that. Again, check out the interview. I thought it was an incredible interview. We spent 2/3 of it on his time in India. He was a total healer that way, total spiritual energy, stuff like that, the universe. Today, much more practical about relationships, men, women, their differences, but how they can get along better. So he's wonderful. Okay, breathe extra. Here's a test dad joke to make sure you're on board. Where do rainbows go when they're bad? Prism, but it's a light sentence. Okay, Emily, if you're still on, an emoji, please, for that one. Even a rainbow emoji. Okay, I'm going to put this up. You're going to get a better dad joke than that one. And as you're laughing, leave your eyes on the gap between my fingers. I'll start moving them. My microphone's going to be a little out of the way. You should still be able to hear me. You're going to see a flow between my fingers. I'll do it for like 20 seconds. Then I'm going to go bigger and wider, and you should get a larger flow. Again, almost every guest does this, and the panels do that. So you can catch that action on any of the shows. Okay, here it goes. Where in a hospital is the worst place to play hide and seek? Where? In the ICU. See a little filament of light. Breathe, relax, no try. If you need extra help, I totally forgot my number 2 bit of advice. Leave your mouth open 1 millimeter. Just breathe extra. Be in your body. Okay, and just see the light. I'm backwards, so this is really hard for me to do this way. Hold on. I'll start over. Every move I take is the opposite direction. I'm not used to that. Okay, here we go. One more dad joke. Santa's reindeer, Blitzen and Dancer, why do they drink so much coffee? Because they're Santa's Starbucks. And as you watch this in the future, it's going to be as a regular show on Hear and See Angels with Michael. It's episode 62. Just type in what colors you saw. If you're shy about it, just type in 3 rainbow emojis. Okay, I'm going to go bigger and wider. See if you can catch more flow. No, try Yoda. Great time for me to do Yoda's voice. Do not. There is no try. Okay. Emily, awesome. Again, you win the award today. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to do something special for you. I'll put up 4 archangels and ask for them to do light around you. Or you can look, blue sky is number 1 with those fingers. Just start together, make a giant pencil. And then, each finger's half the glow stick. You go apart. You just, it's like rubbing the edges of an elevator bank, and you leave it like an inch. If you're from Canada, a centimeter between your fingers, that's fine. You'll see a little flow. It's your light. It changes all the time the second you change moods, but it starts to help you remember the difference between thinking and awareness. And I have 4,000 words for this and 4,000 words for this. I'll stick a few on each, but rejecting, resistance, fear, stress, worry, being in your head, locked up tight, shut tight like an oyster. The world's your oyster. Unconditional love, unconsciousness, consciousness. When you hit a home run, when you get a yes, business, friends, you have fun, you laugh, you're here. There's a million ways to be here, but unfortunately there's 40 million thought forms that prevent you from being happy. And the biggest thing I could say is angels taught me this a long time ago. You can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever. If there was one thing that we could turn into a bumper sticker that's a little too long, it's that. You can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever. Okay, I'll put up 4 archangels. This is for Emily. You're amazing. Put up both hands. That's Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel. I'll reveal one. Over time, you can figure out who's who. I have to cheat. I have a little map here, if I can show it. Yeah, I got a little map here. The tallest one, the highest one sticking out is Raphael. That's the cheat code here. It doesn't matter though. It's Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel. Put your hands out, feel their vibe. If you need to, close your eyes at this point and let them come in as rainbow light on your eyelids. I'll pull away. Hopefully there's a way to hit pause or something like that. Or I'll leave it up for just long enough. Ask them 2 things you need to know for today or for this week or for the summer. Do not ask your stressful questions first. This is like just getting the airplane, the little Cessna, out of the hangar. We're not trying to do loop-de-loops. We're not trying to do acrobatic rolls. The stressful questions freak us out and tie into our past and tons of other stuff. Right now, we just are testing the electricity to make sure we've got electricity, that the plumbing works. So just be like, hey guys, well, what do I need to know right now? If you're nervous about this, you're going to hear breathe, relax, you got this, we're here. Hello, you'll get some humor. And ask for a touch on the shoulder, on your back. There's 4 million ways for them to come into your field. You can feel, you can smell flowers come into the room. Your relatives are dying right now because, and I don't mean that, that wasn't meant to be funny. But your relatives that are passed over are right here and they're freaking out because they're like, we love you and we want you to have as much love and fun as possible in life. So close your eyes and I'm going to blow through that big microphone that's down below. I'll look a little dorky, but I'm used to it by now. I'm going to blow a little aloha. If anyone like knows the Hawaiian beaches or likes the idea of Hawaii exotic, catch oceany light waves of energy from Hawaii coming your way. Here it comes. Catch a little flow, but let this just settle you down. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You don't have to do everything in 2 minutes flat. Too late. We're already at 32 minutes into this thing. But one step is the same as the other. Letting go and being here is, again, the pinnacle of success. If you're here, you can smile. If you're here, you can breathe. And breathing, smiling, dancing, listening to some music, some of the fastest way to get back to your inner calm, your inner peace. Love is the fabric of the universe. If there's like 5 things I think I know in 15 years, good luck with this. Good luck with me remembering any of it. Love's the fabric of the universe. Angels exist. Trust that this is so. Your answers and much more will come. They can alter your path. They come in all shapes, sizes, colors, all sorts of backgrounds. I mean, yes, they're angels, unconditional love figures. Your free will is respected. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. That came from like NBC marathon commentators for some Olympic, but it applies here. So you're always getting the best experience, even if you're like, it's horrible, the details of your situation. But that's your situation. When you want to actually pay attention, when you want to, like, here's 2 more things that I learned. Where you put your focus is where you put your focus, and how you spend your energy is how you spend your energy, period. And so we don't realize as human beings what the real rules of the game are, and there's no game. And the second you get out of rules and out of structure, you go, holy cow, I can generate, I can go in any direction I want to go. And a lot of people aren't going to believe that because they're so stuck. So being stuck, unstuck, knowing something that precludes possibility, you're absolutely sure. And survey says from all your friends and all your neighbors, it's absolutely the case. I'll flip that pancake if you want. Ted, the neighbor 25 doors down, whether it's an apartment building or 25 houses away, everybody in the community agrees he's the Scrooge. He's Ebenezer Scrooge. He's the meanest guy ever. It's like, it's just done. Look at his track record. But that fixed opinion is negativity itself. You're actually feeding his negativity. You're not giving him a break. You're not doing love. It doesn't mean you have to start a company with him. It doesn't mean you have to date him. It doesn't mean you have to have him over for dinner. But a little bit of kindness goes a long way. So if you can at least refrain from doing negativity, as soon as you learn the difference, as soon as you see the difference, everything changes, at least for a little while, but you forget all the time. So by that, I mean, let's talk about, I asked one big picture question maybe in 15 years, and I'm probably underestimating that, but I asked an angel, how fast could mankind get jiggy with it or get smart? Because I don't think mankind's actually that smart. I know we create rockets and jets and technology and this and that and buildings and everything else, but we still have war and we still do horrendous amounts of negativity and we participate. And it's still here, the duality of man and all that stuff. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying people are extremely unconscious for their decisions, their paths, and they're still responsible for the consequences. That's not me talking. That's Geronimo, who's amazing, and angels and stuff like that. And if we were a really smart species, we just simply pay attention. So along that line, I asked an angel named Dale, who coached a famous gymnast who won a lot of golds. I asked him, how fast in a perfect world could mankind pick it up, get out of here, drop to here, yell kumbaya, and kind of just expand? And the answer was 3 hours. And that was like 12 years ago I got that answer. And I don't doubt that 3 hours isn't possible. I think 3 minutes for a typical person. You can just let go. And I'll put my hand up in a second. You'll feel my energy. I'll do this angel who's a Pacific princess, light waves of energy and water, Mother Hawaii, if you prefer. The only complex name out of hundreds of angels. So I feel bad putting this one up. But Minn, like Minnesota, Minn is the Lakota Sioux word for water. And Iwala is a Polynesian morning glory. It's morning glory flowers up top, sweet potatoes in the ground. So it's a sustenance, like beautiful sweet potato vine. But Ua and La in Hawaiian is something like rain and sun and rain, rainbow. Her name is Water Rainbow, Water Morning Glory. She's a soft-spoken professor. You can smell ocean. She'll take you surfing with your eyes closed. I've had so many people do this. She's absolutely amazing. Again, my guardian angel, Dr. Karen Wyatt's. I had Dr. Julie Moret, who's on the board of Agape Spiritual International, Michael Bernard Beckwith out in California, if you know him. She recognized this angel. This is an angel that had come to her in New York City. She describes this in September of 2024, whatever show that was. Reverend Julie Moret, M-O-R-E-T. So catch that in there. It's a beautiful, beautiful show. But she's light waves of energy and water. Just put a hand up, feel what you can feel. Try too hard, you'll get it on your back. Feel warmth, sparkle. 1 million ways to feel. Might only be on your fingers. Close your eyes. Think of your favorite ocean. Have her bring you your favorite ocean. Have her bring you a new ocean. Seychelles, Fiji, Bora Bora, not boring. Miami, Rehoboth, Newport Beach, California. It's your favorite. It could be, Vancouver, colder water, down under. If you want to see the beach, see the beach. This is where you want to turn this off a little bit and see the beach. You can see Joy as a 28-year-old blonde waving hi. She'll meet you on the beach, way down. If you're nervous about this, a whole department store down. If you're comfortable, she'll close the distance. I literally help people take interdimensional trips, if you want to call it that. It's just 5 minutes of our time is 10 minutes over there. You visit Vietnam, Middle East, go surfing with angels. You have a luau on the beach. You get to ask questions and answers. I don't see any of this stuff, but the angels run the show. Some Native American chiefs as well. It's really, the rub comes down to what will you allow for. Most of us, no matter how open we are, no matter how cool we are, no matter how well things are going, how hard things are, we don't allow enough daily. And it's not even daily. There's just one moment. All moments can be the same. You're wondering why someone's happy or glowing. You go to a cocktail party, a barbecue, and there's someone with a lot of grace. That's an angel you can meet. Rainbow light for her. And there's a light being named Grace who's orange light. And angels are like dolphins. Light beings are like whales. I got that right. And I found out last August, light beings can totally show up as humans. And they're not going to be like leaking light. It's not like Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four. They can actually pull it off. There's just such a broader frequency, higher vibe, but they can still pull it off. So start making the request blind. Just be like, hey, universe, it's a loving, fixed love. Fabric of the universe is love. Don't worry about an alien invasion. You're seeing a lot more news of that on YouTube and reaction. Elizabeth April, I think I got her name right, just put out an Instagram thing reacting to that with an eyebrow going up and be like, are you kidding? The whole goal, if someone's trying to generate fear in you, they're trying to generate fear in you. They want to do control. That's what you're up against right now. It seemed, I thought it was the late 1980s when I was in college that was maxed out for the whole, we got to all march in one direction. We got to all think one way. Censorship and what's out the stuff called the thought restrictions, Orwellian stuff. I never thought I'd see the day come around again in my lifetime of everyone trying to tell you how it is. So you should not listen to me in any way, but you can listen to angels. They're so above the fray. They're pure love. Take it or leave it. They're here to help. You can have answers for anything. If the only area you might get stuffed on, you're asking about your neighbor's business, you have no business asking about your neighbor's business. You're going to hear move on or not right now. So that's okay. And if you need more structure with all this, find a clipboard, a legal pad. Oh, I got a book. Whoops. Hello. Pen and paper helps everybody so much more. It's not automatic writing. It's like orbs in the photos. I just fall asleep when people do automatic writing or orbs. It's none of the lingo. You get to have an actual conversation free flowing, but stick your best questions or your hardest or your most stressful spaced out and let angels answer them. But you got to warm up first. You got to get comfortable so that the attached stress to the topics doesn't freak you out or block your listening or give you writer's block. Okay. I got a book called Listening to Angels. If you think I wrote it, you're the best. I've got to figure out a way to do a club with membership, but I'll promote you immediately to general or chief amazing fan or anything else. There's no way I wrote the thing. I saw balsalate as I was typing. It's not my language. I can read you some in a little bit. We'll do more interactive stuff, but it's really fast to read it, like 15, 25 minutes. If you're slow, 30 minutes. It's a one-page forward, and we're talking electronic, maybe a page and a half, but 30 seconds. Probably 5-6 pages of instructions, and there's 7 photos of angels. I was given photos of angels, actual photos. Here's Archangel Michael a different way. You use the photos, you ask a question, you hear different personalities and voices. Here's one of my business managers, Rebecca. I'll try to show a fairy, Ginger, if I can find her. Actual fairies exist. Tinkerbell exists. Go to my website for that one. And there's Ginger. And you can see Ginger, like, I'm going to say 19 different ways, is probably more like 7. But if you've gotten the seeing of an angel done and you're out in front of your house or out in front of your apartment building or just in a park, I mean, find a tree and look, but it's got to be a good distance. If you're nervous, it's got to be like a football field away. Don't make the angel be like an ant. But you can see full on, no wings, then wings. You can have Michael show up. Have joy. I always try to do joy first for everything. She's my ambassador. She helps you let go. But see joy, have Michael show up, and then Jesus, Mary, and then your favorite. It's Einstein. It's your Uncle Leo. It's your Aunt Martha. I didn't mention passed over loved ones, pets, horses. You can totally reconnect. Got to own the angel thing first. You check with angels when you get a thumbs up. That's when I do my stuff. And I just help you drop out of here into your heart to feel more comfortable so that you're truly relaxed. And again, no limits on the answers. So Australians, for some reason, I think I mentioned this, are amazing. 49 pages, 48 pages is the record. I've got to get that person on as a guest. I've been meaning to for a year and a half. I forget until every time I get on these shows to do that. So if I see this later, I will put her on the list. We're booked out a year to September of 2026 with guests. I think that's 344 shows. I've got a little wiggle room in there. There's always some turnover on the schedule. August 29th, if people want to tune into Coast to Coast AM, I'm back on. That's a really big show, 600 stations. I think they have millions for audience and stuff like that, but it's really late at night. If you're on the East Coast, you're listening from like 1 to 5 a.m. Central time for me, I'll be on from midnight to 2 a.m. If you're Pacific, it's 10 p.m. to midnight. But this time I'm with George Nuri himself, who's the god of radio hosting and has done thousands of interviews and everything else. So hopefully that's super fun for everybody. I don't know if we're going to do anything interactive. This is still something new. Even the spiritual community is not used to it or accustomed to it. I asked about this a long time ago. I was like, why is there so much resistance to this? Even spiritual science. A lot of people are like, better not. And this is what they gave me as a response. The service is unique enough to the point many communities, spiritual wellness, etc., are unaccustomed to embracing it. And so that's always made me feel a lot better. It's not me. It's just, hey, no one's used to no limits. There's so many beautiful works out there. The Four Agreements, Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth or Power of Now, Dan Millman's Way of the Peaceful Warrior book, which is amazing and more detailed than the movie, but Peaceful Warrior. All of these point the same direction. You know, you could think it's external, but everything is internal. It's pointing to your heart over and over again. It's why you don't need the institutes, the books, the experts, me, anybody. You've already got everything right here. And that's where, back to love is a constant. Love is a constant, period. It sounds really easy. Love is all there is what our guest last night said. Love is everything. Look, you knew it as a kid at some point. Whenever this name out loud, since I'm not with you, I can't hear you. I'm with you, but I'm not. And I'm going to put my hand up in a second and do my vibe. Love's a constant. Find the highlight of your life when you were 5, 10, last week, that time you hit the home run. Whatever the highest vibe was, you never lost that moment. Your thinking convinced you that the high vibe is gone. And so that's what I'm trying to put out there, is that high vibe is a constant. You only have to kind of connect to it again. It's like catching a butterfly, and it might be as difficult as that for some. But the high vibe is a constant. It's why music can get you there. Dance, yoga, there's so many spiritual practices, crystal bowls, tapping, you know, I could keep going on, painting, singing, dancing in the rain, handstands on the beach, swimming, touching water, being in the pool. But there's 40 million ways, like, oh, I'll do it in 10 minutes. 10 minutes goes by, you didn't do it that day. I'll do it tomorrow. You don't do it for a week. 2 years goes by, and you're like, I meant to do that. It's ego. Ego rules the roost, and there's not much you can do about that except breathe and not try to take ego on. If you want, give your ego a nickname, a handle, give it a famous author's name, give it a Formula One race car driver's name, give it a Brazilian soccer star's name. The more syllables, the better. Mr. Fittipaldi, Mr. Higglesworth. I was teaching a long time ago that if you feel heavy, your thinking isn't you, you're not happy, and you're really doubting, self-judging, you're coming down hard, you just don't feel good. You feel like compressed. Address your ego and be like, hey, Mr. Higglesworth, how are you today? Mean it. Don't ever pick a fight with your ego, and I'll tell you what, I'll give you my personal story. But I was teaching that for a long time. Just give your ego a name and offer it a hug. And it's gone. It does not want a hug. It does not want love. You've got a guaranteed 50 seconds to 5 minutes of inner calm and peace. No matter how bad your situation was, just offer your ego a legit hug politely. Mr. Higglesworth, how are you today? Can I give you a hug? Pfft, gone. You're in your heart automatically. Bam. I'm in my kitchen 2 houses ago. I was in Austin, Texas for 10 years. I'm in North San Antonio now. And I got a full Starbucks mug full of coffee, 20 ounces. And I'm like, wow, these thoughts that I'm having, they're not really mine. They're heavy. I should probably take my own advice I've been given. And I was like, okay, I think Higglesworth is what I was calling my ego. I thought it was hilarious. So I'm like, hey, Mr. Higglesworth, how are you today? Do you want a hug? And I was pushy about it by 51%. Every fire alarm in my house, top to bottom, went off. And I was like, had it been any time earlier, I would have freaked out, dropped the mug. That thing would have shattered and 4,000 splashes all over the house. I would have been cleaning that house for another 7 years. Those coffee splashes get everywhere. It'll be a year before you discover behind the cabinet over there, there's some more coffee splash you missed. So I was like this, called my lifeline, and I'm like, what the heck happened? What's going on? So ego exists, negativity exists. Don't put your focus on it too much. Trust that you're protected by angels and you're good. Okay. I'm going to put my hand up. This is for the people tuning in at a later time. Feel what you can feel. Don't judge. If you want to rub your hands in a circle just for a few seconds or throw finger paint everywhere, you haven't done that in a long time. Put your hand up. Feel my vibe. Feel warmth. Feel sparkle. Feel light. Feel tingle. Don't feel tinkle. And if you're laughing right now, good job. Feel vortices of light if you want. And I'm going to whoosh with this hand. So think invisible ping pong. Here we go. And I'm going to blow the microphones right here. Feel a little bit of love and energy and vibe come in. I'll do it again. I'll put up joy in 4 archangels. Just ask them for help if you need help, but ask them to kick it in right now more. And put your hands out, close your eyes, ask them to come in and kind of blow a wind on you. Ask them to come in and bring you some energy and light. If you're just joining in, I'm Michael Andre Ford, San Antonio, Texas. I've been doing this for about 15 years. It's a lot of intuitive woo-woo stuff, but I basically help you connect to the universe with no barriers. That means no thinking. You got to be here. And so I help a person get out of their own way to be in their big heart. It's a big heart, whether you knew it or not. And you have all the skills in the world. Pick a kung fu master, pick the yogini, pick the, I don't know, Joe Dispenza, anybody. You've got all the skills in the world energetically to be more compassion, to be love. You can have any and all answers to any questions, any level of detail, all languages spoken with any dialect spoken, plus tons of humor. So there's hundreds of angels, there's Native American chiefs, light beings, galactic beings I didn't mention before, an Arcturian, a Pleiadian, a Lyran, a woman from Omega, a woman from Sirius, a woman from Andromeda, plus others. And I've taken photos of angels, fairies. Some people like to say orbs if it happens to be a ball of light, but there's other shapes for a fairy named Ginger. 4 archangels, one way, rainbow pie slices. There's more I cropped out. One of my business managers, Rebecca, there's 4 balls of light in there. If you check out my book, Listening to Angels, there's 2 balls of light on the cover. It's these 2 angels. So what I'm trying to say is the shapes, the forms, the silhouette of my guardian angel, the orange photo. There's no one way about the photos, and the photos are great. They help you. Those photos can move and change color. I'll do Audrey Hepburn in a second, but historical photos move. So when I put Audrey Hepburn up, you can see her wink, smile, shoulder waggle, catch perfume from her. No limits is no limits. People need baby stepping though, just a little bit. I blew sage at the very beginning. You can catch sage. I wafted lit sage through the screen. I showed my light, and one guest watching, Emily Howard, awesome, you're the best, got to see purple light between my fingers. I do that on my show all the time. Angels, Positivity, and Love Show, or the APL Spotlight Series, or the Mind, Body, Spirit panels. There's 3 guests there. Sometimes they're joint seeing and hearing. So you can joint see and hear angels as a group. You can see full on jointly. So like 2 sprinkler guys working on my sprinklers out front in Texas got to jointly see, I think, Joy the Angel, Audrey Hepburn the Angel, and Geronimo. And when I showed my light to one of them against the blue sky, is even better than a dark background. One of them had the reaction I always have on all this stuff. It was literally jumping around in my driveway saying, what did I just see? And I'm like that all the time. I need stuff told 200 times before it penetrates and gets to here. And over 2 years, like I'm really slow in the uptake, but I'm really fast. Like touch somebody on the shoulder, or just do this, or blow, or, you know, put up an angel photo, and people tend to just get it. It's whatever sport you're good at, whatever, making pottery, reading a book. You just have your favorite detective series, your favorite movie series. Whenever you let go and you're in the flow, that's it. Walking your dog when you like walking your dog and you got a good dog. There's 4 million ways to be here, 40 million ways to think your way out of it. Here's Audrey Hepburn's photo, historical photo. Emily, you're still here. I love it. Okay. Here's Audrey Hepburn's photo. Angel, full on. She's just be like, Audrey, I want you as part of my team, period. Just say it out loud, Emily, at home. No one's going to catch you. But let her move, wink, smile, shoulder waggle. She's got a million ways to move in the photo. And if you'll type another emoji for me when you've got it, I'll then put the photo down. She's on the front page of my website if you need the photo. She's awesome. Catch perfume from Paris, Milan. And then close your eyes and just be like, hey, what do I need to know? And you'll hear you're rocking it. Or we'll talk more. Pour tea for her. If you want her to show up at your back door in human form and come to your kitchen counter, you pour tea for her and you have an hour chat. It's not impossible. You just might need a bunch of other steps first, like walk around in a lot of bliss. for a week or two. Keep asking angels how to meet angels in full human form. If there's a way to pause it with the photo, stuff like that. I can't hold it forever. Okay, I'm going to do the light thing again, but I'm going to do it on my fingertips. So here's a regular Bic lighter. Just name any. You're the best. Okay, here's the Bic lighter. Name any color. Just, you don't have to type it, but just blue, not blue, orange, white, yellow, gold, you know, the usual. Name something out loud. Any color. It doesn't matter. You're good. Ow. Okay, that was a real ow. Okay, so you saw light on a lighter, Bic lighter, American Bic lighter. I'm going to put my finger up. You can see a little bit of light. Let's do this. You can see a little bit of light coming off my finger right in here, like as if it's a candle or the Bic lighter. Let me relax even more. Allow, allow, allow. No triota. Always try Archangel Gabriel. They're both correct. Okay, so you can see a little light there. Oof. And if you have a loved one, and I was doing this with the whole light in between, you can find someone else. You can each be half the glow stick. So someone does this, and like couples are great who are in love, not fighting, or your sister and you're not fighting. So I think I was at a Hop Dotties on Congress in Austin, Texas, like my favorite spot, South Congress. Love getting a burger there. The fries are good, and the staff was amazing. And I'd helped some of the staff, but I started helping more and more folks. I think I helped a record, it was either 13 or 26 people that day, just seeing their light and stuff. But I had two sisters and they were getting along. And the funny thing is, when you first go like this, both of you tend to go up or both of you tend to go down, but you got to have an agreement. You go up, I'll go down. And you just make that flow happen. And you're tapping into love. Love is the slipstream that's around the globe. It's a constant. And Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge from Christmas Carol, we knew at the beginning of the story, he wasn't getting it. He had forgotten. He's all about money and just being bitter and a jerk to pretty much everybody. But we forget how quick that book is. I think it's 78 pages. It's sitting over here somewhere right there. It's 78 pages. I'm not going to get up and get it for you. But you know, the movie, that Dreamtime sequence that was 60 pages of the 78 went by like that. It was a dream. He needed a kick in the butt, and he needed a reminder that it's love, 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 like Ben Stiller in Heartbreak Kid. And after that, he became the biggest joy giver, bringer, just allowed everything to be as it was. People would step off the street on the other side, not get hit by a carriage, and come to see him. And he would listen. Real listening. Archangel Uriel said, well, here, I'll find it. But Archangel Uriel said if more people would listen, less conflict would result in any given situation. That's at the global level, less war. That's for you to have more inner peace, more inner calm. Just listen to music more. I mean, I love modern alternative music, Grimes, Small Black. I love Radiohead. Lotus Flower is a great one to meditate to. But I got stuck for some reason on the late 80s. I was back on Big Audio Dynamite and Psychedelic Furs all of a sudden. I got like 5 songs plus Flock of Seagulls. If you told me 2 months ago I'd be going that far back in time, I'd be like, are you kidding? I wouldn't have believed it, but the music has been good. It's high vibe, and it could be just Nirali Kirtak. You need a good Indian raga, a sacred song. She's fantastic. I got a fun playlist on my YouTube channel. You're not going to see it right away. I don't think it's even down at the bottom. You got to go to the playlists. Then you got to find the fun playlist, and it's Beach Meditation. My Tranquility is a great website. Just put on, if you like having YouTube on your TV, in your apartment, your house, while you're doing other stuff, put on the ocean videos from these 2 women in Anguilla. They have taped so many oceans all over the globe. It's gorgeous, and it just relaxes you. But I've got a bunch of music videos. I've got Sri Kaleshwar in there, and I've got other tidbits, movie clips from like Angela, Angel-A, one of my favorite Guardian Angel movies of all time, black and white. But it's Luc Besson, and I think it was like a 2010 movie. They shut down Paris. Kind of a mob story. Not really any violence. I don't know if any guns go off, but beautiful Guardian Angel story. You're going to get something out of it. And it's a very famous model actress who's in it. She had gone to see Luc Besson at his office at EuropaCorps. This is the guy who does the Transporter series. He did Joan of Arc, Fifth Element, The Professional. If you remember Natalie Portman as a little girl in that, that was violence and mob and everything else. And this Danish, tall, lanky model type goes in to see him about a documentary she wants to do. And he's had a Guardian Angel script in his drawer for, I don't know, 2 years, 10 years. And he's like, oh my God, that's it. You're the Guardian Angel. And he gets this little guy from Morocco who's a comedian who's awesome. I can't tell you about this guy, but you'll watch the film a dozen times and miss the most important thing in the movie about him. So you'll have to look him up on Wikipedia after you watch the movie. You'll be given the big reveal that you missed the whole time. And so the message of this is it's always right in front of you. You just don't see it. And so I'm saying that about love in general. It's right in front of you. It's in you. It's around you. But we're always filled with something else. The cup is filled with the wrong juice. And all you have to do is whoop, toss the whole cup, get a new cup, refill with joy, happiness, sparkle, allowing, no matter how bad that situation is, put it out there to the universe, be like, hey, change my situation. Wayne Dyer said it best. The things you look at change when you change the way you look at everything. Something like that. You got to look up the Wayne Dyer quote. Okay. Let me think of something else. I'm going to show a few more photos. I'm going to probably put up Geronimo's photo, historical photo. He's an unconditional love figure, action, 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 dry wit humor. Here's Tinkerbell from my Ring camera above my garage. Oh, shoot, that's not really coming out. Hold on. There we go. And go to my website for the photos. I sell this for $3. I don't sell a lot of photos now, but I will in the future. Stick one on your iPhone. And that's all I'm saying by it. The book is the best deal. You get 7 photos for, I think I kept asking for the price of the book to go up from like $3.99 for 10 years. And Angels, Charlotte's one of my business managers. She was like, not this year. And then I think last year, beginning of last year, they let me raise it to $7.99. So it's a whole $7.99. You get 7 photos of angels: Michael, Penelope, Dale, Joy, Charlotte, Minn, Heather. Heather makes hearts in her photos. Let me go straight to that. Can't beat Heather. Even her name is the word heart rearranged with extra letters. Here's another photo of Heather. She makes hearts in her photos. There's another one. I'm not showing anymore. Go to the website. You can check it out. I think there's an amazing landing page with the most amount of detail ever. Unlike a lot of the other spiritual expert websites, they just are funneling you into purchasing a workshop or going to an event. It's all good. They do great. Go wherever your heart takes you. But the second you want to get like, woof, just drop it all and go straight for the PhD, master's, and the GED or high school degree all at once. Start engaging angels. Just be like, hey, angels, I don't know what I'm doing here. He was all fired up. I'm fired up. Make it nice. I need a great weekend. I need 2 strangers, high vibe. I'll take 1 angel in human form with sparkly eyes who just says 2 kind words to me. It works just great. I'll take lots more humor. I'll take a lot less of this, this, and this. If you want to give code names to your parts of your life that are stressful, relationships, grapes, not sour grapes, cherries. I need more help with cherries. I need better discernment. I need to know how to be here more. Nighttime, you go to university classes all the time. Whether you knew it or not, you can get 2 degrees while you're sleeping at night. Nighttime, you can get you go off and you get shown stuff. Half the time you don't remember it at all. If you're the type who doesn't remember their dreams, ask to be like, I'd like 2 dreams a month that I remember specifically and I'm inspired. If it's Audrey Hepburn, the angel, if it's Archangel Michael, if it's Einstein, if it's Anthony Bourdain or Debbie Ford or St. Francis or whoever toots your horn, floats your boat, ask for them to come in. They're probably already on your cheerleading squad. You have a big cheerleading squad. Your relatives are there. Sometimes there's a lot of baggage attached to that. Just know if they're on the other side, they're reconciled. And if they're interacting with you, they're definitely reconciled. They're not here to pick a fight. They love you unconditionally. And once I've helped people see angels, I'll sometimes, often, medium, it depends. Just if they've got a loved one, they can go ahead and get that loved one coming in. They get to see, they get to interact. For some, just if they're on the beach with their eyes closed and they're seeing an angel, they can have that loved one come in and they're not ready yet. It's too tender. They're just going to see them, wave hi, and know there's love. They're not going to chat away. Most of us, though, once a couple of years have gone by, you're chatting away. So it's whatever you allow for, but you can feel their hand on your shoulder. You can feel their hand in your hand. Ooh, that's a big one. But I always do angels first, so you're going to feel an angel hold your hand. I'd say if you're getting a shot in one arm, and I'm a wimp about shots, then you definitely want an angel holding your other hand, other arm. But since shots are, I don't want to get censored here. That is not an analogy or metaphor I plan to be using in the next decade. Those days are over. Okay, but so no limits is no limits. You knew it as a kid. You kind of knew it sort of in the teenage years or when you were 20 or 30, or maybe every other weekend. You still know it. But then adulting kicked in. Seriousness, you know, couple divorces, couple car wrecks. This happened to me, or really bad trauma. Not trying to take away from it. Trauma is like a lot of ickiness, a lot of heaviness. Exactly, Emily. Thank you very much. Trauma, Rama. And no drama, just Rama. You can meet the Indian figure Rama. Going off on a tangent there. But look, a lot of stuff can happen in life. A lot of us get stuck that way. Not for a day, not for a week, not for a month, but for like a decade or two. So if you need a legal pad to have it around, the divorce, the mortgage, the bills, the job, it's not fun at all. Your own development. Just, hey, I know part of me is like dying to break out, but I haven't found my way yet. I'm still a joker. I'm pulling pranks all the time. I'm always late for everything. You could put personal development, self-help down. If you want to give it a fruit name, that's all I make people do is strawberries, kumquat. Passion fruit is for the relationship, the guy you're looking for, the girl you're looking for, whatever. Passion fruit, banana, whatever. I stay out of the topics. I just make sure you're getting good conversation going, and you get all the help in the world on that front. And you don't need me. You can set it up. If you want to go completely indirect and kind of be sneaky about this, you still play the board game, get all your winnings from Monopoly, but you don't have to roll any dice. Just be like, make it so. Do this before bed. Make sure you put a wish list down though. And it could be ugly on this side, but I need you to put happy and put a huge positive wish list, even if you think it's not possible. How am I going on 5 vacations a year? Are you kidding? I don't even have the time. I don't have the money. I don't even know where I'm going. Well, dream it up first. The whole thing with this heart is that it's like 50,000 times more powerful than this. But this thing has got you convinced, like a bad Superman movie, that it's in charge and it's the good guy, and it's actually kind of the villain. But don't judge it. So the whole name of this game is getting out of what you thought you knew, what you thought your reality was, what you thought your situation was. Don't listen to anybody in this whole UAP, UFO discovery stuff that might try to tamp down your abilities. Like, don't worry about an alien invasion. There's just a gajillion loving figures. Oh, I pulled this up earlier. I was at a concert in Austin, Texas, and I took a photo. And this is a ton of angels, not orbs, not fog, not rain. And I don't know if it's coming through, but I think it's on my website somewhere. That's Joy in the middle, the pink ball light. Let me find her. Wherever the pink ball light is. And then the purple right there is Claire in the middle. But that's not rain. That's angels. And like I said, there's 40 trillion organizations and groups out there that, because they're groups, they have groupthink and they have labels and they have a way of operating that could be great. It could be a meditation group. It's how you learn meditation. And then you always learn to always meditate to 5 hours, not 1 minute more, not 1 minute less. Oh, yeah. How do I get angels' names? Okay. Let me finish the story, and you're going to remind me if I didn't get to it. I forget everything. I'm going to finish the story in the concert. I go to the concert, I take a sure shot photo, and I did ask one of those big picture questions. If everybody had a sure shot camera, would everybody get the same photo? And the answer was 1/3 or 2/3 if you're in your heart. And I've been really lazy about taking photos. Okay, Joy was like one of the very first angels that came in. And I'll tell you a war story. It's really a peace story of me discovering, before I took photos of angels, Plato exists. I got Plato's photo. You can see the old man's face in there. Go to my website for that one. I was nervous about ghosts. I was seeing, I was hearing, I had stuff happen. I had a happy house, but boy, stuff was happening. I had 2 people come in to clear, and they had to come back 3 days later. And what it was for me to learn my lesson to fill my house with love, joy, color stuff on the walls, art, plants, cooking. I was coming from New York City. I had just done the corporate thing forever. And so it was work, rinse, repeat. And I was nervous about ghosts. And I was not even knowing that angels, unconditional love figures, or even your mom and dad. Hundreds of people have met and seen my mom and dad who are passed over. So I go down to the one place that I just want to be left alone. I want to get a burger. And there's a Nick Nolte sitting at the end of the bar, Hispanic version of Nick Nolte, if anybody remembers the actor. And he's eating out of a mindfulness video, leather jacket, very chiseled, like literally out of a mindfulness documentary, perfect eating. And everything else is empty in the place. The woman bartender is not the usual, and the tables are empty. And I'm comfortable because it reminds me in Nantucket, I just want a burger. I don't want to talk to people. I'm going around town. People are seeing my light. I'm at South by Southwest, a concert, and the official photographer stops what she's doing, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're like a Roman candle. You're opening," you know. And I was like, and we became friends. She helped me out a lot. But I'm getting my burger, and in walks a regular human being. It's the guy I haven't seen in 3 months since I was last at this place. It was a miracle. And he remembered me. I remembered him. We had a good conversation. We're sitting in the same stools, but he's not an angel. And I wanted to bring up the concept of ghosts existing. I'm just getting out the gate. I'm an idiot. I'm a deer in headlights. I'm asking the stupidest questions. I'm so stuck. It's crazy. I get out of my stool and I approach the stranger at the end of the bar, who literally, it's a Hispanic Nick Nolte, who just turns and looks at me with eyes spinning because it's Joy in human form coming down to throw me over the lesson fence because I'm so stuck. I'm an idiot. She literally came down, threw me over the fence, and from that moment on, I saw cosmos moving in her eyes. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Did I worry about ghosts or the whole concept after that? No. But it was a direct divine intervention. I needed it. So ask Joy, yay or nay. Was Mike a pain in the ass? Was he funny? Was he like, oh, oy vey? Get some humor from her about how hard it was for me to let go at the beginning. It still is every other day. Okay, now how do I get angel names? So I'm in my own living room of my Austin, Texas home, and it's not like there was a drum roll or anything, and there's no one else around. But picture, I think it's, carpeted, fireplace over there, TV there, couch, fun atmosphere. And all of a sudden, a pink Roman candle-like light came out of my floor. So like out of the animated Disney movie of The Scrooge with Jim Carrey and The Scrooge, the animated version, but none of the bad stuff. Pink light, a Roman candle of pink light went out of the floor into the ceiling with a giant, hello, I'm Joy, and a huge whoosh of pink light. Now, I'm sure my jaw dropped. I'm sure if anybody's hyper intuitive here, put your hand out, connect with her. You can close your eyes and get a movie reel of the shock I went through, and you can see the light. She'll reenact it for you in a heartbeat. I do this all the time for folks. I've got so many other war stories where I'm just ridiculous, and I needed a lot of help. I've seen angels in human form for a long time. In Stockholm, Heather, the one who makes hearts in her photos, that angel. I saw her in Stockholm. I'm on a track at the Olympic Stadium that looks like a Viking castle. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's like a 1912 stadium whenever the Olympics were there, somewhere 100 plus years ago. If you're a typical American today, you'd be like, hey, that's really old. Tear it down, build a modern stadium. But the good news is they don't lock up their stadiums in Europe. You can get access to a track. I've been a runner since I was 14. So what is that? 43 years of running. But high schools here, middle schools, holy cow. It's like a prison. Trying to get into a track. They don't want you to exercise in this country. It's crazy. But so I got access. I never saw a soul. I'm in Sweden. I'm way too early for a half marathon there, but I got to turn over my legs. And in walked a UCLA track star. The real one was back, a blonde Swede who was supposed to be back at UCLA, who was really back at UCLA. And this is not Joy. This is Heather the angel showing up. Let me find her photo. Heather the angel showing up in human form to say hi. She made my trip and we got to chat. I was super shy for like 20 minutes, but we got to chat. Never forgot that. There's Heather. That's actually a heart. I don't know which way to turn it. That's actually a heart over my Japanese torii in my backyard in Austin, Texas. You can close your eyes and get a heart. You can look up and get a heart. You can just see her full on. She loves to show as an Amazonian goddess, kind of like Wonder Woman-like with the spear, or a woman out of an African village, totally svelte, amazing, with like a pole or spear or something. So you can have her both ways. I had a few people lately who've gotten it both ways at the same time. So this blows away all of this, getting your answers, feeling, getting hugs from angels. I forgot to say, get a hug from an angel. Maybe I did. But ask for a hug from Joy. There's 5,000 ways to feel a hug. One hug is worth 200 questions. The hugs can become healing. Colorblind people have seen color when we do the light thing. It's angels just helping people out. Ask for a hug, get a hug. You might get yummy in the tummy, whoosh down the back, warmth on your toes, a goosebump on the back of your neck, right elbow, left arm. Allow, 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 no triota. And my only rule or bit of structure is, what is it? Set your intent. Angels, if you feel stuck, you're like, you're either like, I got this, and I just got a hug. Cool, I'll take 2 more, please. Or you're like, I don't know. It's been a long day. I just, hurt my foot. The million reasons why you can't do something. It's just being in the heart. Put a hand on your heart. Be like, hey, I really need a hug right now. Close your eyes. Exhale like a whale if you need to. Breathing, mouth open. I got to remind every single person, even the best expert you've ever seen on my show, the top expert still closes their mouth to listen or closes their mouth to whatever. Even if they're like, Mike, I'm going to leave my mouth open 1 millimeter and breathe through it so I can be in my field, in my body. That's where all the action happens, not up here. I'm going to do it. They're still going to forget, and every 50 seconds, mouth closed. And they're not up and down with their shoulders like bellows. So if you're going to learn one thing today, like physical, you're getting a physical, breathing with the stethoscope, real breaths. Give the angels full access to your rainbow light body, your full body. Just be in your body. Half this stuff, half our troubles, half our PTSD, our trauma. Paul Sugar is good for this. I've had him on 10 times. He's the guest from last night. He loves talking about disembodiment. You're stuck. You're way up here. You're trapped in your thought forms. He's such an expert about jujitsu, getting you down into your heart so you relax, let go. Okay, so that was Joy trying to answer, how do you know their names? And then I had Elvis Presley movies one time. I don't have a photo of this one, but I had Elvis Presley movies everywhere I'm going. I love watching old movies or just any movies, especially when you have cable or YouTube or anything. So I'm clicking around movie. It's Elvis Presley, Elvis Presley, Elvis Presley. After a little while, I'm like, okay, something's up with this. I'm not like a huge Elvis Presley fan, but you can now meet Elvis. I have 3 different photos. I say red, white, or blue. Offer you red, white, or blue. You pick one. That's the photo I use. You get to meet Elvis. And you can close your eyes and have him croon for you. He's totally spiritual, totally reconciled, unconditional love figure. He's fun. But so Elvis Presley movies are coming in, and then an angel named Presley, they kind of make up the names, depends on your reality and everything. They tailor it. I think Joy is a much more cosmic name. She's a huge angel. People don't realize that, but comes across as a 29-year-old full of enthusiasm and joy. But Presley, she's the interconnectedness of all. Boy, did she get stuck on the musical chairs for an assignment. Good luck with that one. That's a huge job. Interconnectedness of all. She said it doesn't matter how you spell it. 2 S's, L-E-Y, whatever. But she's Presley, the interconnectedness of all. Now, the blonde dog at my feet is named after Joy. My cat is Presley, named after Presley, and so on and so forth. So look, Charlotte showed up as a human at a Starbucks in Austin, Texas, just sipping coffee. Elegant, more in her 50s, looks like Audrey Hepburn's sister. I was meeting with my book manager, and there's a woman staring from a table the whole time. Usually people sitting at the window are looking out, and they're people watching. This one was turned, and in my mind's eye, it's like 200 feet away, but no Starbucks is that big. And that was her in full-on human form. And again, I asked the important questions, not when will mankind wake up? When will any of us pay attention more to enjoy more love, share more love? When will we have less war on this planet, less hunger and pain? I asked, do they drink the coffee? Do angels, were you drinking the coffee when you're here? And the answer was yes. So house rules. Heads up on that one. Let me think where else. Heather showed up in Stockholm, Austin, Texas, Las Vegas, New York, Maui, and probably a 6th place. I'm forgetting where. But each memorable, and sometimes it's just a few words, sometimes it's a full conversation, sometimes you're just like blah, 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 blah. That was the Austin, Texas bookstore. I barely could put sentences together and just hung on every word. So long story short, no limits for them either. They know how you roll. So something that's unspoken so far. There's still something else that I have not mentioned that is really important about all this. Yeah, you can see light. You can see light symbols. You can get your next book, Beyond English, as a light symbol sort of download. Ask for that at night. Ask for inspiration. Ask for all your boxes to get checked in a positive Julie McCoy out of Love Boat method, not your ego. Your ego is going to want to grab one of these and be like, I agree with everything he said yesterday on this what is it, a live cast. I agree with everything he said. I'm going to start 2 Tuesdays from now. And then 2 years goes by and you never picked up the clipboard again. That's ego knows how to like, oh, squirrel, or, oh, hey, new relationship. I'll get to the spirituality later. 3 years with Frank or Sarah goes by and you never bothered to do one breathing exercise or be here. You just went with it. Well, which could be a good thing. But the point is, at night before you go to bed, be like, hey, check my boxes for me. Help me let go, help me breathe more, help me relax, help me organically get this with the least amount of molehills or mountains. If you're super sharp about this, you're all set. You could figure this out very quickly. My book, Listening to Angels, it's 5 or 6 pages on the how-to. Listen to angels. You got 7 angels step forward, gave you their photos. And there's a little description about each angel. But the appendix in that thing rocks. It's 4, 5, 6 pages. Why angels now? I'll give you a taste of it. But I often sometimes read it. I used to read it a lot more on the older shows. So this is a book that it says I wrote it. Yeah, but no, it's angels who wrote this thing. Okay. There's going to be a lot of high vibes, so buckle up, buckaroo. Roller coaster seatbelt, Formula One, or an automobile. Okay, this is the appendix. What's up with mankind? Why angels now? Awareness for mankind is on the horizon. Call it a spiritual awakening if you wish. It's a chance for all to grow. Mankind is ready for more unconditional love and compassion for all. More compassion by all, for all, is needed. Mankind is ready for change from rat race mode, which is just thinking. It's not the corporate stuff. It's not the big banks. It's internal. It's our thinking, actually. Happiness is obtained in the absence of ego. Ego's afraid to be vulnerable, to let go, and to be in the unknown. Again, there's nothing to lose and nothing to gain. Move past seeing the negative. Compassion can be taught through one's actions. How? Slowing down would do a world of wonder for most people. Doing it consistently is where the problems and opportunities lie. So stay present. Start right now, letting go. Start right now. Letting go means less thinking. Do not get lost in perceived tasks, roles, ego, etc. Being in the moment is to do compassion for all. Now, there's a lot of good juicy material. I think I just read that in the last 3 APL Spotlight series. I read the whole thing. I'm not going to read any more because you should just go get the book. For $7.99 these days, with the inflation that has now gone away, that's still like a price of coffee. Expensive coffee, but coffee. And so for $7.99, you get an electronic version only. Go to Amazon, amazon.com/author/angels. I was lucky enough to get that. Thanks to this angel, who's my marketing guru. She was like, put in for the word angels. But it's Michael Andre Ford, Listening to Angels. Oh, and I was number 2 twice. Who gets to claim number 2 twice? Everybody I've ever seen out there says number 1 bestseller. I was number 2 bestseller twice on Amazon. And I have Anita Morjani, who's fantastic. She has not been on the show yet. If she's ever watching this, she's got a permanent 24/7 invite for the next 10 years to come on. Anita Morjani did a beautiful review, and I've got like 25 reviews. It looks like 5 full stars out of 5. It's 4.8. We got rid of the one-star review that was just horrendous. It went on forever. The person had a reaction, didn't even talk about the book, just went off. There's no making a few people unhappy out there. But ego pops up in all of us. It's popped up in me. It's popping up in you next week, tomorrow. It's just a chance when it does pop up. You can let ego, for now on, serve as a reminder. For what? It's up to you. Breathe more. It's not about the person and the situation you're in when you're having the reaction. And the epilogue of this book is the best. It's by an angel named Dale. I'm going to find his photo. I've seen him in Nantucket. I've seen him in Austin dressed as a doctor from the neck down in scrubs, but looking like Dave Matthews, the rock star, from the neck up. I was exiting a crystal shop in Austin, Texas in January, a warm January. It's got to be like 70 degrees. It's perfect weather. Perfect. Crisp, perfect, comfortable weather. Oh my God. Not the Texas heat that we go through for 9 months of the year. And our eyes met, and he did this eyebrow, cool, charismatic thing that the second he did it and we connected, holy cow, light, I got shocked. Like light went flowing through me. I picked up my pace back to my New York City old days, sped walked I speed walked to the light. I'm hitting that button. My car's across the street, parked at Castle Hill Gym. And he comes and stands next to me. I can barely make eye contact. I'm freaking out. I wasn't meant to talk to him that day. But he's the one that coached an Olympic athlete that's a really famous name. But there's Dale. And you can see him as a Greg Kinnear, if you know that actor. George Clooney, if you don't know who Greg Kinnear is. But he's awesome, and there's a lot of flavor in that photo. A lot of angels have origin stories from beyond. Like, I can't remember. I got to look it up. I forget everything. Charlotte's background is Orion. My guardian angel is Sirius. Not trying to sound too serious here, but an angel today. Full unconditional love. Joy is cosmic. Archangels are cosmic. Heather's domestic on Earth. Been around a long time. Rebecca's from so far out it makes Pleiades, Orion, Andromeda look like close to us. She came from where music came from. Anyhow, Dale was not meant to talk to him, but he popped in, and whoa, did that make a memory. And he's been in other spots. I worked for the Nantucket Police Department, my first or second job out of college. There were no jobs to be had in the summer of 1990. It was a small, unofficial recession, but landscaping jobs, I had restaurant experience, all restaurant jobs were gone. I couldn't even get a dishwasher position. Nantucket, it's sink or swim. I got 2 weeks before I'm getting kicked off the island. And I'm optimistically getting a parking permit at the police station. Bulletproof glass, a line of people, they all need something. A lot of us are getting parking permits. This is back when those little stickers were a new thing for small towns in New England, at least. I'm from the East Coast originally. I've moved 25 to 40 something times. With 10 years in Texas now, or 15, or 17 or 18 now. 20 years in New York, a year in Paris, mostly mid-Atlantic, a couple places in Florida and New England. So I'm getting a parking permit, and one door after another inside the station, somehow we can hear it, slams, and then finally the security door opens, slams. Guy in a fishing coat, looks like he's out of a Mrs. Paul's Fish Sticks commercial, fisherman, perfectly manicured, kind of gray beard, tall, skinny guy wearing a uniform underneath. Slams the final door and he leaves. And we were all kind of happy chilling in the lobby. But it was the first time I was ever like publicly funny. I'm sure it was an angel. You can ask Dale if an angel influenced me, but I jerked my thumb up like this. And I was like, does that mean there's a job opening here? Because I'm desperate for a job. And Melinda, the dispatcher, was like, yes, there actually is. She got the humor. And people were laughing in line and everybody chilled out. And the next thing you know, half an hour later, I'm interviewing with the chief. Got hired the next day, sworn in, didn't carry a weapon, 2 types of tickets though. And it was like a meter maid, rent-a-cop type deal. That was beautiful. Had the most fun ever. But if you'll just get out of your own way, ask for help from angels, you'll be surprised where you go. I have 61 of these where I talk solo and you can take steps. This one's a little different. I'm live doing a YouTube live chat. It's officially my first. Just practicing for Coast to Coast AM. I'm going to be on a second time, August 29th. That's a Friday in the evening, midnight Central Time to 2 a.m. Call in if you want to. Trust me, you call in, you're going to get on the show. So, Emily, you can call in. You got to be up late at night, unless you're on the West Coast right now. If you're in Hawaii, this is like the afternoon for you. But it's Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie, Friday, August 29th. And I'm getting invited, I think, back on a Hawaiian show that's fantastic. I've probably been on 75 shows in the last couple of years. Did a workshop at Omega Institute. I'd say if you need a couple short takes, watch the videos. They're free. Put a comment down where you can. Hit the like button. You guys don't understand how much that helps other people see the material. I try to give away as much of this as I can. Yeah, exactly about the show. I got a guest writing, it'd be cool to be able to call in and stuff like that. So yes, and odds are you're going to get through. So yeah, have your questions ready. Okay, let's see. So angels exist. Trust that this is so. It's so much more though. There's so many different types of loving beings. There's a jinn elemental, if you want, is East Asian mysticism. He's just a petite little fellow like Winnie the Pooh. If you saw Jesus standing next to Mary, standing next to Einstein and St. Francis and a bunch of angels, he'd be half the height or a little higher. Immaculate Oriental outfit, like a kung fu master out of Kill Bill. If anybody saw that Quentin Tarantino 2-part, 3-part movie. like the Kung Fu master out of China. Absolutely an amazing fellow. He's like the Encyclopedia Britannica meets the Energizer Bunny. Just wants to chat your ear off. And if you're into knowledge, there's a lot of knowledge seekers out there. Think of The Alchemist. That's it. We'll focus on this. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. What a beautiful book. A little 80-page book. But the parable of the shepherd boy going to Egypt and his experiences along the way to find his treasure, his inner calm, his future life, unique life path. Beautiful story. At one point, the guy with the books, the professor type, is like, hey, I better ditch my books and pay attention more to the desert. And the shepherd boy is like, I better stop paying attention to the desert and read some books. It's the whole, your peanut butter's in my chocolate, your chocolate's in my peanut butter Reese's cup commercial. But that's what this is all about. Dale has the epilogue in Listening to Angels. For $7.99, you're going to get the epilogue alone is worth it. The appendix alone is worth it. Forget Listening to Angels. Just read the epilogue. And I've even stuck that up a little bit here and there on social media if you have to do it that way. But $7.99's never killed anybody for a purchase. And then you have it around forever. It's literally angel writing. You're in a bad mood, you won't be able to touch it. You can ask for light in the room anytime you want. Ask for sparkles, rainbow glitter, gold. If you're resisting, it'll only be on the peripheral. If you're wide open Disney-esque, the original Disney, 1970s, not today's Disney, you'll see flecks of light everywhere, and you won't have to vacuum later and write me a mean note. But okay, Dale wrote an epilogue, and I'm only going to tee up like spiking a volleyball. I'm going to do this part, you do the spiking. You got to do the reading of this epilogue. Dale set up how life is like getting an undergraduate degree and a graduate degree. You got to have one before the other. What's the undergraduate degree? And that's the whole point I've been trying to make. And let me see. I've only been doing this 15 years. I'm about to go complete blank. It's, it's recognizing the difference between up here and down here. This is thinking, the mind, control, fear, worry. We'll stick with fear, ego, logos, better not, rationale. It's the whole scientific community, minus the few loosey-goosey, the wild entrepreneur ones. Einstein, he was taking naps getting his ideas. He was connecting to the other side. One of his famous quotes is like, never reveal your sources. So where do you think he was getting his good stuff? But there's a big flow up here, call it unconsciousness. I hate to give it a bad label, but unconsciousness. There's a gigantic global slipstream of unconsciousness everywhere. Duh. Negativity if you want to see it, but don't put your focus there. Don't worry about it. I know there's talk, and I got guests, and it's all good. There's people who completely believe in spiritual warfare. It's bad versus good, or evil versus whatever I'm supposed to say, forces of light. And yeah, but I want you to think about it this way. You can be happy all the time. All your moments the same and just like letting go. Where you put your focus is where you put your focus. How you spend your energy is how you spend your energy. If you're focusing on the negative all the time, you're kind of like, you're not going to have a good vacation. You're not going to have a good day. You're not going to be in the moment. You're not going to be enjoying the flowers. You can't play ball with your dog or make someone else's day by making an amazing meal or giving them a hug or just saying hi to a stranger and be doing negativity. Like, that's what I'm trying to say is like, okay, yeah, but you're protected. So your job is to cultivate your authentic inner self, your amazingness, your flow of light. You don't know how big you are, and maybe you've had 50 past lives, 10, 2. Details don't matter much. And maybe you've done off-world stuff as well. But everyone has a unique life path, and that's what this epilogue by Dale was talking about. But before you can get to that unique life path and have it dusted off, just a little bit of understanding about the bigger picture. And that is, first, you got to have the undergraduate degree before you get the PhD, or the master's and then the PhD. The undergraduate degree is recognizing the difference between here and here. Hot stove, burn your hand when you were 5. Fun, love, unconditional love, allowing, consciousness, possibility, no limits. There's 1,000 ways if it's psychological, Freudian stuff, Hindu terminology. Name any of those 4,000, 40,000 groups out there. Church terminology, cultural terminology. Being up here is being stuck. Down here is love. And as soon as you figure out the two different flows, one doesn't feel so hot. You know, I know thinking seems like that's all we do and it's the right way to process everything, but I don't know. I did public relations for 20 years in New York City. I mean, I did 1,100 plus interviews that I set up and sat in on like 95% of them, probably around 2009, 2008, 2009. I peaked out somewhere in there. I was a pig in mud. I love that stuff. I was connecting two people, expert, like a lawyer, venture capitalist, politician, nice politician, only a few of those. On one side, introducing them to reporters on the other side, and then magic would happen. And that's what I do today. Angels on one side. Well, this is tough. The old job with the way media has gone these days, I don't know if I could do it again. But I had a 16, 17-year stretch. I loved it. I put people on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, on CNN, Fortune magazine, a lot of business press, worldwide, Financial Times, stuff like that. Had a lot of fun. I don't think I'd do it again, but it trained me for all this. So I've got angels, loving figures, galactic, Jesus, Mary, Muhammad, Buddha, God, if you can get all the angel stuff down, loving figures, and then humans. And so I do the same thing all over again. And you've already got the ability to do the chatting and the listening and the sensory. So you just kind of have to buck up, buckaroo, and allow more daily. And that's kind of the big message here. Now, the graduate degree, you have to have one before the other. The graduate degree is discovering your unique life path, what you signed up for coming in, no matter what you're doing right now. You're a florist, you're a plumber, you're this, that. You might be an artist, and you were always supposed to do the oil paintings. Who knows? There's 40 trillion unique life paths out there. You have a unique life path. You can get it more defined. And that's why meeting angels is so cool. Yeah, there are obstacles, you need help, stuff like that. But at some point, although actually at some point, that stuff never ends. Wait 6 months, you got a whole new list of fruits, code names for your relationship, your health, your cousin, what you want to know about, where to go on vacation. I mean, it's never ending. Even if you did get the 48 pages of answers in 9 hours, wait 6 months, and those 48 pages are, whoop, you got a whole new set of questions. Welcome to being human. What are you going to do? But you might laugh on the second go around, and you might realize how easy it all is. And you might just get a second pen because you're going to run out of ink on the first pen getting all your answers. Mary, what do I need to know in life right now? A, B, C. Get your answers. And that's why the book is really helpful. It's a good pep talk. It gives you a little bit of structure. But it also gives you 7 angels who literally step forward. I took their photos. I got photos of angels. Photos of angels in light energy form will move. Historical photos will move. You can just see light above you. You can see the angels standing down the hallway. It's easier out in the yard. It's easier across a parking lot. Your muffler's getting changed. Look a whole football field away. I've done muffler guys. They'll look out and be like, oh my God, I'm seeing an angel. And I've done 2 people at once, 3 people at once. You can do joint seeing, joint hearing. I'm off the hook. I got a gajillion testimonials by a gajillion, 100 and something. But I've always joked that it's going to take 600 testimonials before people take this seriously. I'm at 15 years of doing this, and I'm like this. And even the spiritual community is the same as the science community, is same as the Buddhist community. Do Buddhists want to meet Buddha? Maybe. Some do. I got a Buddhist chaplain who's awesome. He got to meet Buddha. Do UFO people actually want to, chat with an Arcturian, meet a Pleiadian, meet a woman from Lyran? Do they want to see ships in the sky? You can see ships. You can see colors coming in, lights. The ships are the best because I've got a sense of humor. Ask for your favorite, pretend you happen to have a galactic background a little bit. It's like NFL football. You got a 49ers and a Tampa Bay background. Well, have your 49ers in Tampa Bay with their ships do a little extra lights for you so you laugh. Christmas lights. That's possible. I think it's Britt Elders, who's CEO of Shirley MacLaine. If anybody remembers the amazing actress, she was in 2 Mules for Sister Sarah with Clint Eastwood. She's CEO of ShirleyMacLaine.com. She's an investigative author, done UFO stories all over the globe, filmmaker. She just released the 45th anniversary of a Pleiadian book, Billy Meyer's story in Switzerland, who before computers and all the high-tech camera stuff and before AI existed, that guy got proof of, he was talking to Pleiadians, getting a piece of the ship. They gave him a sample that laboratories couldn't explain the origin of the material. Fascinating stuff. And Brit is like earth wisdom, like a Mother Mary type earth wisdom, living in Arizona. She's a fabulous. I can't have her on enough. She's on 1 or 2 mind, body, spirit panels. I think one APL Spotlight series and one main show, but I got to get her booked back on. Love her to death. She's so much fun. But you'll see her on air, look out the window and have one of those experiences. And I do that a lot, and you get to do that. There's no difference between you and a guest. There's no separation. And that's a lot to take in. We're going to wrap this up. Let me think if there's anything else. Here, let me find one random quote for you. I got 18 pages of quotes. Okay. Ooh, Galilei. I said his name right, I hope. We cannot teach people anything. We can only help them discover it within themselves. Okay, now I randomly picked that out. You can see my highlighting and stuff, but 18 pages. I randomly grabbed a page. I would say that highlights exactly what we're talking about today. We cannot teach people anything. We can only help them discover it within themselves. And with that, I'm toast. I got to let the dogs out. This has been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. Remember, this is simpler than you think it is. All of it. Seeing light, getting a hug from an angel. The hugs can become healing. Why is it simpler? Because this isn't about thinking. The big elephant in the room, a nice elephant, but nevertheless an elephant that we don't want around, is thinking. Just do a little less thinking. And what do you do instead? You're in your heart. When you're in your heart, everything is happening. Your perfect career job, your perfect relationship. Whenever you're having fun or it doesn't feel like work, it's not fun, you're in your heart. So it's cultivating, like the Buddhists say, Tibetan Buddhists, your ZG, your brilliance, your inner, authentic, amazing, inner, fearless, peaceful warrior self. That would be a book I would recommend. Way of the Peaceful Warrior. It is so filled with amazingness. It's a gymnast movie, straight sports movie, but it's actually hyper spiritual. It's like a Karate Kid for adults. The Mr. Miyagi figure is the gas station attendant. They just call him Sock or Socrates. You can meet the real philosopher Socrates, but the Sock is actually an angel. And New World Publishing has like 19 theories that people, fans of the book, bandy about, but you can just meet. I'm not going to say the angel's name right now out loud, but you can just meet that guy. He's like a Jeff Bridges, big kahuna, tuft to hair here, can walk on a beach and not trip. He owns the beach. Great coach. Coaches athletes, coaches you, coaches me. He's like Dale. That other angel and this angel are two peas of the same pod. There are great coaches for anything. So I guess that's what I'm saying is angels are here to help you on everything and anything. Use them. You don't even know how to, you don't have to know how to make a request. Just be like, hey guys, I don't know what I'm doing here. I know angels exist. I'm buying it now. Something happened during Michael's show, or I saw light, or I had my own experience, or I just know. But work on me at night. Work on me dream time. Help me be in my heart more. Help me have some fun. Bring exciting people in. Stick around. Choose high vibe. Choose high vibe music, high vibe films. Avoid some of the extra. It's so violent today. Oh, the films. But get out in nature more. Everyone's going to say that on my shows, by the way. But look at the flowers. Don't just look at the flowers, but check if there's a bee and then smell it so you can safely smell the flowers, smell the roses. Allow, show love always, and smile more. Your smile to someone else, you would never know how much that ripples through not just our timeline, this dimension, but since all the dimensions are kind of pancaked together, and just stick to love and above, the fun side, you would never believe how much that smile impacts others, including your own angel team. I don't think anyone has ever said that on a show, at least in the last 7 years. You ask your angels. Ask Dale, has it been said in the last 5 years? Your smile cheers up angels. So with that, I bid everybody adieu. I hope this has been fun. I really appreciate Emily. You made my day. And if you're still on, say hi anytime in the chat of any of the shows. I'll try to put something down more in the commentary once a show is published on my YouTube channel. Put a comment down, make some sort of request. We'll figure out something so I can say thank you. You've been such an awesome audience member today. Everyone have fun. Thank you very much. Awesome. You hit the bell. Yay. Okay. See you soon. Oh, and we can do hearts. Everyone hit those heart emoji things and make them fly. I'm ending the stream though now. And let me think of one more thing. Oh, ask for a Penelope. Okay, here's your bonus. This is for you, Emily. Oh, and I have an Emily angel. Whoop. Okay, that's my dog's. Okay, that's my dog's guardian angel at my feet. So I'm going to put up Emily the angel for you, Emily, and then Penelope. Give me a second. Penelope, if this keeps going so slow for 15 years, Penelope's going to come down in human form to be my business manager. Okay, here's Penelope. I got to get you Emily. Hold on. There's like hundreds and hundreds of angels, and I'm so lazy about taking photos. And Emily may not have disappeared. Okay, she's on my website. This might be a homework assignment for you. And somehow Emily disappeared. That's awesome. Okay, your job is to hit my website, go to the angel photos page, find Emily. God, I'm surprised. Oh, I have her another way. Hold on. I got her. She didn't escape. Maybe I don't. Nope, I got her. Okay, here's Emily the angel. She's guidance. Put a hand out, close your eyes, let her make an image on your eyelids. You might just get pink light, white light, yellow light, sparkles, pattern. Put a hand out into the air like you're getting 50 bucks. Off to the side like your sister walked into the room to pay you back. And let Emily just show up and say hi. Ask her to be a part of your team, or here, duh, I'm already part of your team. And you can meet your guardian angel and all the rest, but that is not for today's show. Here's Penelope. You can see a smiley face in there. She's my chief healing angel, and she's all about fun. She helps me with shopping. It's a long story. Okay, bye, everybody. Thank you very much.